have not, but I've heard all about it. It's about people who are so committed to their animals that the most important thing in their life is winning this Best in Show blue ribbon at a national dog competition. Now, the equivalent in Tallahassee, okay, we don't have that national competition for dogs, but the Tallahassee Democrat has a competition every year where if you decorate your house up beautifully with Christmas lights, they actually go through, look at the houses, and if yours is good enough, you get put on the Tour of Lights from the Tallahassee Democrat.
Well, we found a couple here in Tallahassee that has the same burning commitment to get into the Tour of Lights as the dog owners did in the movie to win the blue ribbon. Charlie Bevan has been following their work for the past few weeks as they set out to make it to the top.
It's been a year-long process. I mean, Christmas doesn't just happen on December 25th. There's certainly the decorations that we put up outside. After Christmas last year, we hit the stores hard, 50% off, 75% off. We were buying lights, buying extension cords, buying the resources that we need for this year to allow us to more effectively get better decorations up. Cost is a big issue, and I work on Karen every year getting more of a budget for my Christmas decorations and adding to it, and so we're developing it.
Well, but the thing, you know, when we put the when we surveyed the cars, most of them were coming from this side of the house, so we want to make sure that it's seen from this side because, you know, with people turning down this street, I mean, they're not gonna get to see it. So, and plus the drivers, we surveyed how many people had passengers in the car, and so many people driving by themselves, they're on the driver's side, so they would be on this side of the house, going this way. So I definitely think we need to have this side visible. So.
I like that.
But you know, as far as the, you know, what we came up with here, the details are good, but I just want to make sure that the spacing is perfect because, you know, I don't want it to look imbalanced.
Oh, right.
You know.
Because people do slow down and they stop and they notice these
and
things.
Plus, I mean, they're not, you know, if it looks like it's too far to one side, I mean, it's just very embarrassing. I don't do it. You know, last year was just incredibly tragic because we didn't make the list because he put the things up too late. I kept telling him he needed to get out there and get it done, and he just kept putting it off and putting it off. He had other things to do, and so this year, I guess he kind of overreacted and just did it so early. I mean, it was horribly embarrassing. The neighbors, I mean, I saw them looking out their windows and just laughing, and it's terrible because, you know, he goes to the stores and he's looking for Christmas lights, and they're looking at him like he's nuts. They don't have Christmas lights that early. So it was a little bit difficult, but that's why this year is so important. We really need to get something good and something impressive to make up for last year. I mean, having lights.
I'm wondering about the spacing. How's it looking?
It doesn't look even. Don't you have something up there to space it, like a ruler or yardstick or something? Because it doesn't look right.
Okay, well let me get them all up and then we'll worry about that.
Okay. See, he goes up on the roof. He doesn't have any idea. He has no plans. I mean, we draw and we do, you know, I told him we should do a model. We should do a model of the house and then place them up there to scale so we can see exactly where to put them. And he just says, oh, I'll just get up there and I'll see what I can do. You know, just like, I mean, it's ridiculous. You just can't climb up on the roof and start placing reindeer.
Honey?
Yes,
Honey,
dear?
Listen, why don't you try and make it so that the front two are kind of, you know, angled up like they're taken off, because if this is supposed to be the takeoff, I mean, they're all flat, so they look like they're going to run into the neighbor's house. I mean, can't you take the first one and put it up high and then the second one kind of medium?
So you want them to look like they're actually taking off and get the front?
You know, because I mean, right now they
She's
look
crazy.
so flat.
There's no way I can do. Okay, let me think about that for a minute, okay? I mean, she's making unbelievable demands. There's no way. She complained that you could see the legs, and so I let her think that it was her idea to cover them with shingles, but I was the one who came up with that idea. Oh, hold on one second, honey.
I can see the white things.
Okay, I got you covered. And then, you know, putting the shingles obviously was my idea, but she tells people it was hers, and that's fine. You know, I'm okay with that. As long as she lets me do this, then we're okay.
It's just embarrassing for him to be up there for hours working on spacing. It's something that could just be done very simply with the right tools, and I'm worried about him because, you know, he really wants to win this. And
the flight pattern would be Santa would come straight in here between the trees, he's landed, and then now they can take off right through there. There's an opening there. And I think watching the road, this is good.
Okay. Well, now the two in the middle look a little bit too far apart. see if you can use your tool again, whatever. He's I mean, he wants to be on the tour. He just wants to be part of the list, and you know, I just hate for him to go through all this work and us not make it, or us make it even worse and then have it look terrible. That's scary for me.
She'll suggest some things that I don't think are quite the direction I want to take with it. There have been incidents. I'm kind of hesitant about saying anything. This is being.
I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, most of the things that I suggest are to better the outcome of what you're working on, and I think that for the most part you've been happily accepting my suggestions.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I mean, well.
So what do you think?
I like the movement. The trees really draw your eyes, the way the trees twinkle. Then some of the figurines are moving. Of course, that catches your eye. The house is done like a gingerbread house. Everything is outlined. It's not just the icicle lights. All we have are the icicle lights. We don't have anything moving. I'm seeing a lot of problems with our house.
I'm very concerned. Do we have time to go get movement and outlining?
We'll make time. We'll make it. If I have to stay up all night.
We're running out of time. I'm kind of concerned. I mean, I hate to go through all the trouble of doing what we did, and then, you know, if this is what they're looking for.
Well, I mean, she's made it for the past 2 years in a row. So we definitely use this as a benchmark for what we need.
But no, I think your suggestions are good. I mean, sometimes you'll say some outlandish things.
Like what?
I don't know. I mean, not that you've said this before, but why don't we, you know, steal somebody's lights?
No, that is ridiculous.
Well,
I mean, you know, I'm trying to come up with ideas to make your art, your hobby better. I mean, I never...
Ideas or strong opinions.
Well, I never said anything about stealing anybody's Christmas lights.
Well, you know, I was just using that as an example.
Well, it's not an example if it didn't happen.
Well, that's true. Okay.
I mean, what if we just came back later, you know? I mean, it's not like this is a young family. I mean, they're going to go to bed eventually. And I mean, look at all this stuff. It's really close to the street. I mean,
what are you suggesting? We take it? Well, we've got plenty of blank spots for it, but no.
Why not?
Now, let me think about it a little bit more.
Would she miss it if it was gone?
You know, I'll resort to a lot of things to make the tour, but I don't think that's one of them.
Getting the judge's attention.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you're trying to do. And so potentially trying to find out who the judges are and meet them ahead of time, although that's strictly prohibited. You're not supposed to contact the judges. But, you know, there are ways. I mean, it's a small town and people know people, and there's ways to get information. And I think that...
Karen's an excellent cook. She does a wonderful job with cookies. So, you know, we do our part to do what we need to do. Did you?
Yeah, let me go check.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's them!
Okay, excuse me for 1 minute.
Hurry up, they're here. Hurry up.
Them? Are you sure?
I think it's them. Look, go.
Oh my gosh, wait, hold on.
You didn't catch him?
No, they're too far gone down the street.
Do you think you have to talk to him?
Well, I wanted to talk to them. I mean, that way, did they take enough time? Did you see if
I don't know,
they
they
stopped?
were kind of slow, I guess, yeah.
I thought for sure they'd stop, at least. I can't believe we missed him.
There's a light out.
Where?
There's a bulb out right there.
Honey, that's a thousand.
Look at that! You can totally see it.
Honey, no, it's okay. Don't worry.
No, it's not. They just drove by and that light is out.
Honey, from the street, you won't be able to see it.
Yes, you will. How can you not see it? It's one of the shorter ones.
Maybe they'll come back by.
No, they're not going to come back by.
Honey,
how many other bulbs are out?
Honey, no, we did plenty of work on the yard. They're not going to notice.
Oh my God, that's just like.
Honey, it'll be okay. I promise.
No.
Come on, just come inside.
No.
Honey, we put a lot of work into this. I'm sure they'll appreciate it.
It's a waste. It's a waste.
It's not a waste. Don't worry, we'll take care of it.
And the burning question is, if they made it into the tour, and what do you know, they did, and they are here with us right on stage. Thank you so much for joining us.
We're glad to be here.
Okay, tell us, I mean, how did you find out that you guys actually made it into the Tour of Lights?
We weren't sure how they were going to notify us. All of a sudden, one day in the mail, we received,
ta-da!
yes, the ribbon, famous ribbon, which means we made the tour. So that was our way of finding out. We thought we would
see our address, or hope we'd see our address in the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then this came early, so we now know that we have made the tour.
Okay, so what happened when you guys, opened the mail and there it was? I mean, did you call the neighbors? Did you call your parents? I mean, did you put up a banner? What did you do?
Well, John was actually plugging in the Christmas lights when we got home from work that night, and he was around back, and I went up front to get the mail and check it, and I pulled out the envelope, and I just laughed and laughed because it said Tour of Lights on it, and I was like, oh my God, this is it. It was really funny.
I wanted to bring it into work, and she wouldn't let me.
Oh, no.
Everybody at work has heard all about it.
Nee. Well, how many lights did you put up?
I think the last count is about 8,000.
Wow.
Which actually I'm kind of embarrassed to say because next year I'm going to have a whole lot more. So.
Okay, now the final question. Was it such a big deal that you guys are going to be like some of those folks who leave their Christmas lights up all year long?
I hope not.
It's tempting, but no.
Well, I was hoping that was going to be the answer.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think our neighbors would like it.
That's good.
Well, our thanks to the Barnes for joining us here tonight. I want them to know that I'll be driving by their house over the holiday to check out their lights and to celebrate their hard work. Also, and speaking of work, there are a lot of people working behind the scenes to make the annual Jingle Bell Run come out, which is a big part of the Celebration of Lights event.
Absolutely. Glenda, we've had a Jingle Bell Run since the very first Winter Festival 15 years ago. And it's a 1.8 or a 3K family run or walk. Now, while we do have some people who really are committed to running right through the race, there's a lot of folks who are there in wheelchairs and skateboards, just people out to have a really good time.
You're right. And another thing people may not know, because I didn't know this, is that the people who run can bring toys as part of their entry fee.
Absolutely.
And the toys are donated to children's organization in our community. Over the past 15 years, the City of Tallahassee has donated over 30,000 toys to needy children in our community as a result of the Jingle Bell Run.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. And I know, again, our roving reporter, Sandy Allen, she's near the starting line of this year's Jingle Bell Run. So let's catch up with Sandy. Sandy, are you out there?
Are you excited about the run tonight?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Let me try that again. Are you excited about the run tonight?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
So what brings you out here?
Just John convinced me to go.
John, why'd you convince him to come out here tonight?
I already challenged the allowed road race in Connecticut, so
this is the Naval Orange Queen troop or whatever. Their mission is to spread good old Florida sunshine, Tallahassee's own award-winning citrus. Wait a minute. Something doesn't look right here, folks. There are supposed to be 4 of these people. 1, 2, 3, 4. They just got back from doing a tour through Miami or something. They were in the past New Year's Eve Orange Bowl parade. But apparently, due to the untimely illness of one of their members, they had to recruit a last-minute substitute. I don't know if we should give them a big hand or show them our navels. The original Florida Naval Orange Queen.
Welcome to the big show.